fucking lesson. I learned about that. What up, y'all? It's Smooth Miss Uncut. Join me on YouTube at Miss Uncut MMCC. It's so much spirituality. It's so many religions out there. You say it sounds kind of unprogressive, like a motherfucker. Look, listen. When you got the same people and they doing the same shit because they don't know how to break their own cycle. Keep doing the same shit over and over. Of course of course they're gonna be like, oh no, this is all I know, but that's all they wanna know. There's a difference between wanting to know new shit and wanting to keep the old shit. They wow, like, yeah. Let me tell you. So an open mind to it though, because yeah, that's the reason why I never argue. They don't learn their lesson, and then they got the same humans. They act like they not beings or something like that. The same human beings that'll guide them right back into the bullshit. Didn't learn from the last time. Didn't learn from what just happened. Everything just happened. And they still doing this type of abuse and everything to everybody else. And they Christian. It kills me. And I'm just like, but ain't you like, and so now it just makes me, it lets me know even further people that they are. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to be abused, like if you're into that type of thing, because there are people out there, they don't mind, they love abuse. They don't mind that shit at all. They just be like, yeah, nah. You know what I'm saying? Like they be like, oh, man, where do we start? You know what I'm saying? Like, is there a fucking contract? Like, okay, I'm not that person. No, not for me. When I say stupidity at its finest, say people let, you know what I'm saying, they let their stupidity see their intelligence. It's some shit. Yeah, the abuse gets me confused. How people love on abusive stuff. I'm trying to tell you. And then on top of that, like that for me even more so because people actually think that, you know what I'm saying, like just because I am who I am and I fell into me. You know what I'm saying? Like I got the chance to know myself more and love myself even more. So where it's not me letting somebody control the narrative of knowing my fucking worth. Like, no, bitch, I'm not letting you control that narrative. Like I control the narrative. You know what I'm saying? Like whoever fucks me, if they don't, they don't. But I'm not gonna show no type of animosity towards you or anything like that. Knowing I don't, especially if I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like if I don't know you, nothing to me. Because I've like in the past, I met some cool ass Christians and shit like that, and they keep themselves on the low. You feel me? They kept themselves on the low. It was like, yeah, I know. Like, get out of it. They know they in some type of cult. You know? And that's how Christians act like they cults and shit like that. Yeah, and I was like, yeah, I don't want to be a part of that because they try ass on some real ass shit. No funny shit. And what they don't realize is that somebody actually, it's when somebody actually written down. It's not something factual. You know what I'm saying? Somebody was just like, yo, somebody like blood, somebody like bones, and it was human. They like human blood, and they like, just like they eat that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe like once a year. It's a fixation.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? Like some people don't consider that. Some people don't consider the fact that that's what the fuck it is. Oh, my phone is stuff. Some that is just created out of nowhere, and they just follow. Just be like, they don't ask questions. Like, do you have a taste for anything? You know, anything in particular, in peculiar? You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't ask, you know what I'm saying? Like, of course, you're not gonna ask the properly, but you gotta, you know what I'm saying? Like me, I'll say some shit like that. I'll be like, listen, and I want to see the look on the motherfucking face when I say it. I'll be like, because I know you gotta taste of something, man.
Huh?
Yo, the guy just looked at me. He said, "This some bullshit. Like, why the fuck she gotta sit next to me?" But I'll be like, "Yo, I know you gotta taste for something, man. What you gotta taste for?"
Well, you could do it.
Because it's not only power. Because we already know why they take them type of positions in the first place.
When you have,
we know. We all know that shit. You gotta take. We gotta taste for blood. What do you like, bone? What you know what I'm saying? What part you like? You like the gristle of the human body? You know, like the gristle of the, I love that's yo, I like the gristle of the chicken. That's like my favorite part. I love that shit. Like they probably like the gristle and shit, and just like this good once a year. They try to control. They try to control it. Like, listen, no, it's only going to be a yearly thing, and that's it. Or whatever they sacrifice, like, listen, they gotta be juicy in the motherfucking say, yeah, from a chicken and human god. Right, but no, they not looking. They not looking at that. They not looking at that part. They looking at the they looking at the human as such. They just like, yeah, I'll ass in the pot one day. Oh, it's fucking up, y'all. I should have put my shit on this side. He's like, I'm gonna get your ass in the pot one day. I'm gonna stew your shit is that's some horror shit, but that's nasty as hell. They don't think so. Listen, sorry. My fault. Yo, on some real, like, you gotta think about it. Cause motherfuckers be sitting up there and they be like, they look delectable. Like he and she look delectable as. I mean, motherfuckers, like, you ever seen that? Yo, you ever seen that movie Leatherface? I mean, Texas Chainsaw. Remember Leatherface? Like, if you ever seen Leatherface. Leatherface is a motherfucker. He like Leatherface. Say that he female or male. Cause remember Leatherface was a man, right? So Leatherface transgender serial killer. On some real ass shit. Like if you really take a look, if you really check out the character of no bullshit. No. I'm so serious. You gotta look at watch the movie again, and you gonna see how many times this motherfucker he killed his victims, and he chopped their ass up with that or whatever, right? Goddamn, I didn't know Leatherface got into trans thing. Yo, he threw them dresses on. Yo, remember the first one? I showed like on my live the other day because I was talking about Nicki Minaj and shit like that, and just Nicki Minaj being like Leatherface, right? Because like if you know her tour shows and shit like that, some of those clothes you gotta kind of think about what impersonator she actually killed this shit like that. And I know you're gonna be like, oh, those are strong allegations and shit. I mean, but look at the clothes she be wearing. That's not her style. She wore some pageant shit. You know, like, if you look back in the last tours that she did this month and last month, the tours that she did, some of her clothes come from, you know what I'm saying? Some of, I was like, magic clothes. And then if you look at the way that she did her blush, back in the, all right, so this is what they used to say in the 80s and the 90s, right? It was the 70s, okay, so it was the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s. They mentioned that there was a certain secret that they actually had back in the 70s and 80s and the 90s where, like, in the pageants, what they used to their own blood, right? They used to, like, prick their own fingers and shit like that or whatever, or they used to take somebody's blood and they used to use it as blush. Yes. So when you see her with that green dress on, it was like really, like, you see her face was really blushed out. No, Nikki never did her fucking makeup like I knew what that shit was because I remember when I grew up only, you know what I'm saying, like watching that shit, but that's what I was taught.
Yeah, I have to put it in the
Yo, I gotta check that shit. I'm trying to tell you. Listen, you see that, like you just, the female, she'll plaster that shit all over her face, and it's not only that, it's like if to make the judges like, so they'll put the blood on their face as blush. That shit ain't blush, that shit is blood. Not. I was like, oh, this bitch is deep. They do that. Yeah, she know all the tricks of the trade and all of that shit. But besides all of that, listen, Leatherface was a motherfucker though, because he was like he was a transgender. Anybody that he killed, he would put their dress on. He said that shit satanic is what it is with the blood ritual. Yeah, I know. I don't even want to laugh because that ain't no funny shit at all. Why you think, listen, why I be like, I know the tricks, so all of that, when she did it, I was like, listen, every time she do something, I see something, because people would mention me and they'd be like, oh no, you know, like you could, you know, like you look just like her. I don't have nothing to do with what she doing. I don't want coming over here and try to kill me for my money and all that. No, thank you, appreciate it. I don't look like nothing like her. You could call me ugly, while the Christians are calling me ugly too at the same time, because I don't want to take part in it. Because, you know, like they have different departments, like, you know what I'm saying, in the music industry and the film, like that nature, and I will not participate. I refuse. I refute. I will not. They be like, oh no, you're ugly now. You be putting tattoos to basically look different. Yeah, that's my name. When I tell you I got pressed. When I tell you I got pressed yesterday. I got pressed yesterday. Yesterday. Sorry. It was like earlier last month, because it's April now, and March. And motherfuckers was like, what's that? 5 people pressed me about that. It was like, yo, what's that on your face? I was like, oh, that's my name. And I smiled. Yo, when I say they look like they wanted to fight me, because before there was somebody was trying to steal my identity. It was a fake promoter. Heard this part, you never, like, if you never been on my live, you never heard of any of this. And I try to pretty much tell people, you know, like, if you know any impersonators, just be next. Just like tell them to be careful and shit like that. You know, like there are people out there that they will try to play them as impersonators when they really, like, especially if they know they have a lot of money behind it. Yeah, I got extra seasoning. The person that they impersonating will try, you know what I'm saying? Like, depending on who they are, I'm not gonna say like that. Anybody, all famous people are like that. But just tell them be careful who they actually impersonate, because especially if that person owes a lot of money, like Nikki owes a lot of money, right? And she was trying to make sure that, you know, like she could try to pay whoever the fuck off, you know? that's just what the fuck it is. But if she don't want to pay out of pocket, what's the best way to do it? If you look like her, that, you know, like that falls for the whim, say, oh, you know, you're like a model, you look like you could be Rihanna, you look like you could be Beyonce, you look like you could be JT from City Girls or something like that. That's how that shit go. If they actually look like a definite resemblance.
She didn't even say my name, just walked away after me.
That's exactly, I'm just telling you because obviously it sounds crazy, but it can't be if I know along the lines and down the lines how that shit went. It is.
They're like
super shady.
You can barely see them, bro.
Shit is super shady. It's on some grimy shit. Like, it's really on some shit that you don't want to be mixed into. Like, you rather take the ugly come like, oh, thank you so much. I'm ugly. Oh,
okay. That was thank you. Okay.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm like, listen, I don't look like nobody. No, I do not look like anybody. I appreciate that. Damn, I didn't even know to on this app for real. No. This is a part. You know, like it's a whole dimension. Like, you know, like you could just jump into a rabbit hole without you even knowing it. That's what I've done. I feel like I jumped into one of the biggest rabbit holes that people don't know about and people don't speak on. Like, you see how, like, in Hollywood now it's being broken, how P. Diddy and everybody that was in shit like that, and they all wearing crosses. Mind you, the whole entire time, everybody's wearing crosses. Think about that. So remember when I told you about remember when I told you about the department, the Christian department, where they actually, you know what I'm saying, like, it's supposed to be entertainment industry cult because, you know, like they have to sign the contracts, right? You know, like they want to be a part of the industry, they got to sign those contracts. Make sure that, you know.
Don't die, bro.
Oh yeah, like they signed death certificates and death contracts and all of that shit, right? So took it upon themselves to lie to matter in the industry and shit like that, and mention my name and say, yeah, no, she's a dancer and things like that nature. Mind you, that's true. That's not far from the truth. That's actually true, right? That's a true statement. It's a dancer, right? At one in my fucking life. Then I got sick. So there was a fake promoter. He took upon himself to, you know, pretty much say, well, you know, like, okay, well, I guess in the state of New York, regardless if it was Maryland, Georgia, or Florida, and whoever he spoke to he mentioned my name, and I guess he told them like part in being an impersonator for Nicki Minaj, and yeah, like because there was times that my face, I could like you would think I'm a shapeshifter, like Minaj, whatever. No, motherfucker, I'm the fucking original. Like, I don't shapeshift into anybody. That's just the way my face is. But crazy. It sounds wild. You hear so many science fiction shit. It sounds like science fiction. It sounds like some sci-fi shit. It sounds crazy. But everybody heard my story so far, and they're like, oh shit, when they did their following and stuff like that, and they see down the lines, it does, right? Yo, make sure you join me on YouTube at Miss Uncut MMCC, and you can definitely catch up on my videos. Make sure you subscribe to my channel too at the same time. Like, man, because it's a lot of shit. I talk about a lot of things, and sometimes I do get repetitive because I'm traumatized behind it. Yeah, I appreciate it. I'm traumatized behind all of this shit. He took it upon himself, and he was like, yo, you know, like, she's an impersonator. I didn't know. I found out. I didn't know until, like, I was really being pressed about, like, if you remember when all of the Cardi B and the Nicki Minaj fighting was happening between their fans, that's when I started really recognizing, hold on. I started saying to myself, there's something wrong, because why all of a sudden when Nicki Minaj and Rihanna start, Nicki Minaj and Cardi B, Rihanna and Cardi B start, like and quarreling and fucking beefing and all this other shit, why all of a sudden people start looking at me? I'm like, why? I was trying to, like, why is everybody trying to, why are they looking at me and they trying to attack me? Like, every time, like, let me tell you, it's actually out, it's actually, if you be back on a beat. Yeah, listen, this is every day. Blogs, like on YouTube, right? If you go on YouTube and you check the blogs out, they make up something every day. It's hard for me to believe anything that the blogs say. I don't believe anything that they say at all. It's just so they can stay on top. It's just payola. Like, they don't, like, the bloggers feel like, well, they're, like, they're keeping your name on top and shit like that. Then, because, like, if they're going to speak bad on you and you got Nicki, she's always doing payola. She's always paying somebody to like her and shit like that. That's who she is, right? That's who the fuck she is. Most people do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, they do their bras like, yo, like me. Why don't you like me? Like, I like type shit. You know what I'm saying? And not saying where it's like, okay. This is where it really gets confusing to me, because it's like, well, you already got, yeah, if you already got people to like you, what do you need somebody to attack the people that you, just because you don't like that person, or that you don't like the other? What does that have to do with you? You got your likes. You're getting your money. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the issue? This is the part that I'm not getting. It's like, well, Nicki feel like that she can stop somebody's bag at all times. That's just like, she's like the Karen in fucking hip hop. Because she's always trying to stop somebody's bag, and it's just like, that's not even fucking necessary. Like, mind you, she's a Karen of hip hop. Am I right? Like, I've never act like that. That's not a true artist to me. This is the reason why I'm not a fan. True artists, real artists, don't have to do shit like that. Or to no. For real. That's why I can't look at her as a true artist. If I explain this shit on my live every single fucking time. Every time that she sees somebody that's really, like, she know that's going to do good in hip hop, you know what I'm saying? Like, and she's my competitor. That's my competitor. We already know that's your competitor, but she already know that follow you back. She already knows that she's still gonna have other, you know what I'm saying, fans and things like that nature. She's gonna have people that actually like her. It's not gonna be just one fan that actually stop her, unless she do some real fucked up shit like I mentioned. And not only that, you know what I'm saying, like, to actually get motherfuckers locked, and she's done that too. She got a lot of dirt. She got a lot of people. And when I say even dealing with sex trafficking, yo, if you want to see the female sex trafficker of hip hop, just like P. Diddy, to see somebody hide behind some shit, we got Nicki Minaj on some real ass shit. It is what the fuck. It is what the fuck it is. She is who she is, and she know what the fuck she like. Cardi B couldn't Cardi B couldn't deny that shit. Cardi B stripped. Cardi B used to be a strip. Well, Cardi B still, she's, but we already know Cardi B still strips. She lies all day. Everything that she says she don't do, she does it. Yeah. That's what that shit. Music is about fucking sex trafficking, stripping, all of that it is, and trying to force you to get into it along with everybody else. Why? Because I guess people have a sex addiction. I don't fucking know. Maybe some people just can't control their sex addictions and shit like that, so they feel like that they need to get everybody in on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, like if you don't want to be a sex addict, if you don't want to go and fucking world, like, you don't have to. Look what P. Diddy did to Cassie. That was some fucked up shit, and she was young. She didn't even know what the fuck she was doing. Excuse me. Yeah, reason why I don't listen to hip hop nowadays due to all of that sex. Yeah, it doesn't, because yeah, exactly. That's how it is. Make sure you join me on YouTube at Miss Uncut MMCC. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and make sure that you follow me even on this Buzzcast. Listen.